Producer Mark, guess what I did? I watched Hamilton on Disney Plus, and I know we talked about this a little bit. You liked it, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. So I will not ask you to defend. You've stated your opinion, which is that it's 1 out of 10. I'll just ask you that 1 out of 10. What would you give it?
An 8.
An 8. Okay. You like it. You put it. That's like in the very good category. Not the best.
It's not my favorite show I've ever seen, but
it's very good. Okay. All right. So producer Mark likes it. And the good thing for producer Mark on this particular issue is that it has made $1 billion, and it is, I think, the most successful Broadway play, certainly in a first run of all time. And it's a cultural phenomenon. And I know someone who paid people to stand in line for her so that she could see this 8 times. I am not kidding, okay? And paying the tickets on the secondary market. I think that's what we're not supposed to say scalpers anymore, right? So we say secondary market. Is that the way this is now? The tickets out there were up to $1,000 for just not even the best tickets, just pretty good tickets. It was so expensive. Everybody's going to see it. And I'm thinking, what exactly is the... Okay. So I watched it last night. And this may not come as a surprise to you. Oh, but before I tell you my take on it, I was just curious. So I put out a poll last night on Twitter to see what people said about this one. And it was... the Broadway play Hamilton is the best show ever, good but not great. So I feel like producer Mark is probably maybe in that category, good but not great, or maybe very good, we could say. So in between those two. Meh, just okay, and awful, it's all hype. We got over 7,000 votes, and 57% said awful, it's all hype. 8% said it's the best show ever. This is based on my Twitter audience. I thought it was completely unwatchable. I thought it was so bad. Okay, let me tell you why I think it's so bad. And I've been waiting. I did not critique it until I saw it. I've been waiting because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's to go see it. I remember Vice President Pence went, and that caused a huge thing. And I've been waiting to say anything about it until I actually was weighing in on something that I had experienced myself. Now, look, maybe a few things here. If you see it live in the Broadway theater, that's a better experience. And I'll take, because I watched it on Disney Plus, obviously, like a lot of people are. So here are my specific criticisms of it. Let's start with this. Lin-Manuel Miranda can't sing. Like, I can't sing. He's in a Broadway musical, and he's singing, and he's bad at it. So I want to know why that's like okay. That's a part for me. That's an issue, right? If we're watching a hockey game and I step out there on the ice and I can't skate, even if all the other players around me are really good and everything else, kind of ruins it that there's some guy who's like falling down all the time because he can't skate. Lin-Manuel Miranda is not a good singer at all, not even a little bit. It's not even close. Okay. What else? The music. Now, I went into this, and I'm trying to look at this as a piece of art and not as a political statement of some kind. I'm looking at this purely as entertainment. And I know that I'm so many people love it, and maybe there are other, I think that Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel are both super overrated, and every time I say that, I get all this hate email that I don't know what I'm talking about. So people
bite your tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Producer Mark disagrees with me on that too. So I understand that maybe there's something wrong with me. I completely accept that.
100%.
That possibility. Right. Fair enough. But since we're analyzing this a little bit, so I'm watching the Hamilton and I'm thinking, this music, it's just not. And look, I understand that there's a lot of hip hop, a lot of rapping, and people would say, "Oh, well, do you like?" I actually grew up listening to a lot of hip hop music, and probably would surprise people how much I listen to and know about hip hop music from the '90s. Not from. I don't listen to it a lot now, contemporary hip hop, but I know 90s hip hop well and have some appreciation for it, I think. And still listen to it a little bit, but used to listen to it a lot. Because that was just very common in my peer group in New York. Everybody was listening to hip hop music. This is in the era of Biggie and Tupac and, earlier days of Jay-Z and so on and so forth. Nas, Method Man. I can see it. The Wu-Tang. We talk about this all day. The rapping is not good. And the music is not memorable. And the storyline is kind of just like somebody read the Wikipedia entry for Alexander Hamilton and picked out a couple things and mashed it all together. I wanted to come on the show now and tell you that I was pleasantly surprised by how much it was better than I thought it would be. Producer Mark liked it. I was hoping he told me to watch Miracle about the ice hockey thing with the Russians, and I did, and it was very, very good. I just watched this thing, and I hated it. I couldn't. It was terrible. I'm like, I can't believe that people like this so much, spent so much money to see it, and we all pretend like this is some great, great achievement of art and culture. I give it 2 thumbs way down. Way down. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.